Hello and welcome to this module. This module is all around chatbot topic design. So if you've done the technical stuff in the labs we've just done, particularly those labs that focus on the variables, entities, and integrating Power Automate, those three core foundation labs, then you've got the foundational technical stuff to start doing stuff, start building chatbots. But there's a few things, these next three topics, chatbot topic design, designing trigger phrases, best practices, and also the topic on chatbot conversation styles. This is really about best practices for going out and building chatbots that will be valuable for the organization. So what makes a chatbot successful? Well, you have to build in these principles. Know the customer, know who's coming to ask the chatbot questions. Understand what their intent is by using the chatbot, and then connecting that intent to the right topic. Making sure that the data that the bot is serving is accurate and up to date, and it's the most latest. Make sure it's personalized and context aware, and it does things on behalf of the customer. It's not asking the customer for basic information that it should know, because that will just annoy the customer. And then, of course, when the bot gets stuck, knowing when to hand off to a human or when to refer the person to something else, some other course of action. So when we're thinking about topics, there are three sort of loose categories that they can sort of fall into for topics. Now, there may be branches that sort of go across two or three, or all three, but when you're designing a particular topic, is it that the topic is informational, like providing a specific piece of information to a specific question? Or is it about completing a task that the person wants to do? Do they want to return an item, or how do I buy something, or how do I check my leave balance? Actually, no, leave balance is probably informational. Task might be how do I log leave? How do I log a leave request? So informational, task completion, or is it troubleshooting? Something isn't working. My pay doesn't show the right leave balance. Is it troubleshooting? So have a think about the types of conversation topic that you want to build your bot to do. When you're designing a topic, there's a framework to sort of go through. The first is around identifying what topic you want the chatbot to focus on, to talk to what topic do you want in your chatbot. The second point there, focus on high impact topic first, is probably the most important thing in the whole slide. Make sure that you know which ones give you the most return for the effort that you put in. And that they tend to sort of fall into those things that are high value but low complexity. So if there's any of those, any low value, high complexity things that you want this bot to do, they're the things to focus on first. And don't try to do everything at once. Break it down, because you can do it iteratively. Remember that slide that had the circles on it? You can build the high impact ones first, see how it goes, and then expand out from there. Especially if it's low complexity, high value, then you can see a return and see whether it's worth continuing. Customer empathy, empathy maps. If you search for empathy maps, there's some really good frameworks for getting into the mind of your customer. How are they feeling? What are they trying to achieve? What do they know? What don't they know? Really useful background for building out solutions. List out all the possible scenarios for that particular topic. What informational stuff, what does the person want to know, what they want to do, and what might go wrong with that particular topic. So think about those three areas: the informational, the tasks that might need to be done, the troubleshooting around that topic. And then design a high-level conversation tree. So use your favorite tool to do that. My favorite tool is Analog. I love whiteboards and post-it notes. So I'd probably gravitate towards that. But other software such as Visio could work, or mind mapping software might work as well. But reach out to your favorite tool to draw the conversation tree. And then this next one is, what are the fewest number of questions you can ask? So what's the fewest amount of questions? So go crazy first and write out a conversation tree, but then actually, can you, if you ask this particular thing at the start, could that save some chats later on? Are there any things in the conversation tree that by asking one piece of information, you can then integrate with Power Automate to gather the rest of the information from information you already know about that person? So if they're already authenticated on your network, do you know their department? Do you know their city that they're in? Can you make some really basic assumptions with the data that you know about that person, just for them opening up the chat? So if you can do that, eliminate conversations, eliminate combinations, conversation steps. The next thing here around designing solutions. So this is really around the answers and the questions that you're asking. Make sure that they're clear and concise so the user can scan information quickly. Use the bullet points, use bold, use italics, use formatting in chats, and again, use Power Automate to take actions on behalf of the user wherever possible as you're designing the solution. So some of these things, task completion, can Power Automate do it for the user? And then finally, validate and iterate on the design. So have a go at reading out the dialogue. Does it sound conversational? Publish it to the test webpage and have colleagues, before it goes out anywhere, have colleagues have a look at it and see what they can do with it. And then once it's live and in the wild, then use analytics and session transcripts to really optimize and get this thing really useful. There is a lab for this, Lab 11. So these slides, this framework, these two slides and this framework here that this lab goes through is really, really valuable. I highly recommend that you go through it as part of the course, as part of the time of this course. But if you don't have time to do that, put it away to one side and just follow the same framework. Select the topic to design, scope the problem, gather the context, etc. Do the same thing for a real world scenario. So in this lab, you select a topic to design. Now here's an example workflow that we've provided here, or Microsoft have provided here. Again, this here is talking about impact. It's talking about the most high impact, low complexity solution that you can design. So focus on that topic. So this lab focuses on the design of a single topic. So obviously a chatbot would have more than one topic. So you would iterate through this for all the different topics of your chatbot. And then you'd go through these. So maybe your chatbot is going to cover, 2 or 3 of these topics along this customer journey. And for other ones, it's going to hand off to a customer, or maybe the chatbot's not appropriate for that particular thing. Like visit a store, pick up item, well, a chatbot can't really do. Oh, maybe they could actually. You could have a chatbot that is on an iPad or something. Anyway, so the chatbot would have topics, and this process is around one topic. So everything down here is now on one topic, and it goes through the framework of doing this. So here's an example of the conversation tree, context, really good document, and then it goes. You end up with an example conversation flow. This is the end result is to get something like this. Now you might then take this and then build it yourself inside the chatbot interface. Of course, with the skills you've got now, you could do that. But maybe you're part of a Fusion team and your role is more of the business analyst or the subject matter expert. Well, you would create this, you would go through this exercise for your topics and then hand this over to the citizen developer or to the pro developer to go off and do their magic. So these things, super useful, Lab 11 document and these slides. Highly recommend you go through that exercise just to get that muscle engaged. But of course, you can just put them to one side and bring them out when you need them, when you're designing your own bots. Thank you for that, and chat to you in the next module.